Right now we are on Boyd, right across from the president's home near the South Oval. You can see just how many law enforcement officials are here, how many EMSA ambulances are here right now. Senator, we tell our kids so often, do not resort to violence. You are one of the most powerful men in the country, challenging someone that you disagree with to a fight at the U.S. Senate. How do you justify that? If you've ever been to a playoff game, you know just how awesome the energy is inside the arena. You've probably also gotten one of these shirts before. Our team coverage continues this afternoon. We go to KOCO's Elise Jones, who is joining us from OU Health, where that deputy was taken this morning. I cannot imagine the relief that that family is feeling right now, knowing that 2-year-old is back in their arms, safe and sound. When did you realize you were being shot at, and when did you realize that you had actually been hit? Well, today the House is voting on Speaker Mike Johnson's plan to avert a government shutdown, but the short-term budget proposal isn't faring well among some members of his own party. And Kaylin, we've kind of seen this before. Speaker Johnson appears to be doing exactly what his predecessor Kevin McCarthy did that actually cost him his job. So what are McCarthy's critics saying now? Thunder up, baby. I love it. Those things are so much fun. I've had the chance to go to a couple of them. You can just feel the energy right now. Working to stop tornado victims from becoming victims again, this time of a scam. Oklahoma Attorney General Gettner Drummond making sure that people do not take advantage of those that were hit hard by these storms.
This is Oklahoma City Police. They're currently blocking shields from Southeast 64th to about 66. There's some down power lines.
Yeah, Evan, Jess, that's right. We had Senator Mullen on during our 4 p.m. newscast to discuss exactly what happened. There's a lot of bad blood between Mullen and Teamster boss Sean O'Brien, who was on Capitol Hill to testify on the condition of American workers. When Mullen brought up some previous tweets between the two, this happened. I think I'm safe to say this in the last couple of minutes, the mood here has definitely kind of shifted. It seems a little less intense. Hey, Jess, Evan, that's right. Good evening to you. If you've ever been to a playoff game, you know just how awesome the energy is inside the arena. You've probably also gotten one of these shirts before. This one's actually one of my old playoff shirts, but they deck every single seat inside the Paycom with a playoff shirt for fans to wear during the game. It really is such a special tradition, and this weekend will be a milestone to remember.
Westbrook.
It's electrifying. Right now, I got chills, like just thinking about it.
There really is nothing quite like playoff games in OKC.
It's such a beautiful manifestation of playoff energy and community and local and our city just coming alive.
What helps make it so special?
No! Put back! No! Adams!
The unity of the crowd, all decked out in the same colors thanks to their free playoff t-shirts given away each home game.
And that place is sold out and everyone's screaming at the top of their lungs. Everyone's wearing the same jersey, and it's one of the most special times of the year in Oklahoma City for sure.
Justin Lawrence and his team at Oklahoma Shirt Company are behind this year's playoff t-shirts.
It's like storm watch season around here. We're waiting for the games. We're waiting, and when the trajectory is there, we start arranging our production.
And it's a massive production.
This is game 2. Shirts. Just game 2.
18,000 shirts are printed for each game and on short notice.
And it takes us 2 days, 2 full days, all of our staff, all hands on deck.
Their warehouse ready for a Deep Thunder run and more home games.
We're prepared to do this until the NBA Finals on June 6th. And if we go all the way, if they go, we're going to go wherever they go.
But first, Game 1. On Sunday, it will be a historic milestone. The Thunder will give away their 1 millionth playoff t-shirt.
We don't take this moment for granted. It's incredibly special to us.
The Thunder say that lucky fan who gets it.
We can't reveal all of our secrets, of course, but we've got something worked out, something pretty special to recognize the moment.
And yes, I know what you're all thinking. What will this year's playoff t-shirts actually look like?
We are keeping the design under wraps for now.
The designs are fire. They're so good. We're so excited. And man, I just can't wait for you guys to see the shirt. Thunder up! Let's go! Playoffs, baby!
Playoffs, baby. I love the energy there. Listen, guys, I promise I tried my absolute hardest, even just get a tiny little sneak peek of this year's shirts, but the remaining tight-lipped, that's fine. Thankfully, we don't have to wait too long. The Thunder say keep an eye on their social media on Saturday. That's when they plan to make the big reveal for Game 1 Thunder playoff t-shirts. Reporting live, Zach Rael, KOCO-5 News.
I just thought, how can this be? Who screwed this up? There's just no way.
Spencer Struck is the owner of Red Dirt Electric out of Kingfisher. And for the past month or so, his small two-man business has received more attention than he ever thought possible for all the wrong reasons.
I was in complete disbelief.
Last month, his company was listed as a defendant in a $60 million lawsuit, saying that he was partially responsible for the huge fire destroying the Canton Apartments in Oklahoma City back in February of 2022.
You know, it's got Red Dirt Electric, my full first and last name, my home address, everything.
It turns out the lawyers listed the wrong company. Instead of Red Dirt Electric, they meant to name Red Dirt Construction.
My company wasn't even formed until December of that year, and I didn't even start operating it until January of this year.
An amended petition was filed in district court with the correct company name, but Strzok says with so much attention on the case and his company's name already tied to initial reports, the damage is done. When he tried to go to the lawyers who wrongfully named him,
I was been told that the wrong people get sued every day, and that this is just what you set yourself up for when you open a business.
I reached out to the attorneys listed as plaintiffs from Phillips Murrah PC and Goolsby Proctor. They did not return my request for comment on how this mistake took place. Strzok says he's thankful the issue is resolved in the courts and hopes this doesn't follow his business.
I do feel like I've worked really hard to build a solid reputation here in Kingfisher and in the surrounding areas, and this is a tarnish on that.
Business owners in Uptown 23rd were upset Monday morning to find multiple pay-to-park signs installed along Walker and Northwest 23rd Street. In these photos sent to us by an owner in the area who did not want to be identified, you can see the signs have a QR code and tell people to pay the star space rate, even warning people that the area is photo enforced 24/7. But the signs on the street are bogus, according to the city. Workers removed the signs on Northwest 23rd and Walker Monday afternoon. In this picture, you can see someone covered up the QR code before they were removed, telling people not to pay. In a statement, a city spokesperson said the city removed multiple pay-to-park signs that someone illegally placed on Northwest 24th and North Walker. Private business owners can't sell public parking spaces. Those parking spaces are owned by the city and are free to parkers. I called the owner of the building at the corner of 23rd and Walker.
The parking signs there on 23rd, were you the ones that had those put up?
Back inside? Oh, we have to come in and take care. I don't know anything. Okay.
The owner hung up on me, so I went to the Star Spaces website, and online it still shows that they were charging $3 for 3 hours to park in the area. A spokesperson for Star Spaces said in a statement that they were instructed by their client to install the parking signs on Sunday. They went on to say, quote, subsequently, a property dispute has emerged between our client and the city authorities. In light of this development, the signage in question was promptly removed on November 7th until the matter is privately resolved.
And then the wife caught him in the act with a hidden camera. Now that physical therapist is facing criminal charges. Tonight I investigate what happened and the couple's push for justice.
There's someone you welcome into your home when you're at your most vulnerable. Someone you trust.
You mind if I use the restroom?
Yeah, go ahead, Jake.
Someone you think is there to help you get better.
You want to walk a little out before we go?
Sure.
At least that's what Linda and Jim Brown thought when they welcomed physical therapist Jake Strain into their home in Hooker after Jim had knee replacement surgery.
We really did like him. He was very nice, very likable.
But little did the Browns know, the man who they welcomed into their home multiple times a week was helping himself to their pain medications and replacing them with different pills. And it was all caught on hidden cameras.
We didn't know what we were taking for about 4 months, or maybe longer than that.
It all started after Jim's surgery in the summer of 2022. On the very first visit, Strain did something that raised their eyebrows.
He knew where the medicines were from the day one.
After taking Jim outside for a walk,
Jake says, "Oh, I forgot my phone. Let me go back in and get it and I'll catch up with you."
But instead of going for his phone, they say Strain went straight for their pain pills.
There was no need for him to be picking up our pill bottles and looking, and I thought that was weird.
What Strain didn't know, the Browns had recently installed those hidden cameras throughout their home.
I kind of brushed it off because we liked him so well.
So for the next few weeks, Strain would stop by, sometimes unannounced, just to check in, he would say. And when insurance said they would stop paying for his physical therapy visits,
he said, well, that time is up, but I'm going to just keep coming because I really think I'm helping Jim. He's helping himself.
This went on for months. During that time, the Browns started to notice their pain medicine, hydrocodone and Oxycontin, just weren't helping like they used to.
We both complained to our doctor that our pain meds weren't working.
The doctor suggested that someone in their home might be tampering with their pills. And Linda says that's when it all clicked.
Jake was the only one here. Only one.
At first, the Browns' cameras hadn't actually caught Strain in the act. So Linda repositioned them. And as soon as she did that,
the next morning I caught him. It's like baiting a fish hook, you know?
Strain told them he needed to take a phone call in the back. In the video, you can see he enters their bedroom.
And he'll be over there going through my nightstand and my medicines.
Strain then walks over to the other bedside table and appears to pocket one of the Oxycontin bottles and place it in his pocket.
And as soon as I seen him put that bottle in his pocket, I said, I got him.
Moments later, it looks like Jake realizes there's a camera pointed right at him. But he doesn't say anything and eventually leaves. Meanwhile, Linda goes straight to the Hooker Police Department with her evidence.
Within 2 hours, Jake knew that he had been caught. Somebody called him.
Hours later, Strain is seen going back to the Browns' home.
Then he came back after dark, and his demeanor had completely changed.
The living room camera captures part of the conversation, where Strain admits to the Browns that he has stolen 19 of their pain pills.
Do you have something you want me to put this in?
Just give me a minute.
Sure.
Okay?
But how did he know that Linda reported him?
He said that he knew the police were involved. And I asked him how he found out, and he says, I'd rather not say.
Linda kept the evidence. She says these are their prescribed medicines, and these are what Strain replaced them with.
This is the fake one. This is the real one. Wow. And then this is who knows what.
Thanks to Linda's push, she got the Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics and the Oklahoma Attorney General's office to investigate. According to court documents, at least 6 other former patients say Strain would sometimes show up unannounced at their homes and offer to visit even after insurance was up. From hip surgery to knee replacements, court documents say Strain stole their pain medications too. One patient even discovered his oxycodone was replaced with thyroid medication. It wasn't just in Oklahoma either. One patient of his in Kansas reported to police there that Strain offered to pick up her medicine from the pharmacy. When he dropped off the pills, she noticed some were missing.
How dare you?
It's been nearly a year since the Browns reported Strain. In September, the Oklahoma Medical Board placed him on a 5-year probation, but did not take his license. Strain has since moved to Tyler, Texas. There, he received a new license in the state of Texas, but in October, because of Oklahoma's investigation, Texas placed him on disciplinary action with random drug screenings.
He shouldn't have a license. He shouldn't have a medical license in any state.
He's also facing criminal charges here in Oklahoma for what prosecutors say he did to the Browns. His next court date is set for January.
Hello?
Hi there, is this Jake?
Yes, man, speaking.
Yeah, hey.
I was able to reach Strain over the phone.
I guess why did you do it?
He declined to comment on the allegations, but did tell me that he's completed a recovery program and says he's now running an addiction facility in Texas. As for Linda Brown, she's still pushing for justice.
I feel like I'm making a difference or trying to make a difference. I'm trying.
My goodness.
Yeah, I mean, and Linda Brown, her husband, they certainly are trying. They're trying to just see him being held accountable for his actions any way that they can. I do want to say the Oklahoma Medical Board, they were for a moment maybe reconsidering their decision on his license. I'm told that that decision is now final. He is just going to be on that probation. I did ask them to give us a comment for our story. They declined because they say the investigation is still with the Oklahoma Attorney General's office for review right now.